That's right, you've joined us for another episode of ArmaGEEKdon The Chief has been away from the screen for quite a while. Hey, that tennis is distracting me in the background. I'll turn that off right now. See you later, tennis. Wimbledon Championships are on, so we're having a good time with that. But listen, been away from the screen for a while. I know you've been praying, you've been down on your knees saying, Chief, when are you going to come back and give me some ArmaGEEKdon content straight into my oral and my visual canals, because you've been missing it? Well, I'm back, people, so don't be worried, don't be afraid. Listen, what we're doing today is a board game special. That's right, the Chief and a few of his buddies. Who is this? DP, TG, Luxon and Pissface. We're all going up to TG's house and we're going to have a bit of a board game session. So we're going to check out how that goes. And Chief has purchased some new games. Here's what we're going to be playing, I think. Anyway, game called Coup. What is this about? In the future, where the government is run for profit, all but a privileged few lives. What? All but a privileged few live lives of poverty and desperation. Out of these oppressed masses are sown the seeds of a rebellion that throws the government into chaos, etc. So this is a bluffing game. Looks really good fun. And I've got this. Coyote, or Coyote, don't know how you pronounce it. Once, Coyote nearly drowned and lost all his belongings while crossing the river with his animal friends. Poor Coyote becomes very sad and jealous. So basically this is another bluffing game. It's kind of like Perudo, you know, that dice game with the cups, but with cards. It looks like a lot of fun. We've got this, Azul. Now, don't be thinking that it's a Ghostbusters reference, you know, Zool, and there's going to be marshmallow and hairy dog creatures. You've got to cross the streams, like that jazz. This is basically a tile. You've got to build like a stained glass window kind of jazz, or no, a wall full of these tiles. It's kind of an abstract puzzle game. So, going to be playing that. Mainly going to be playing this one when the two of the guys we're playing are going to be taking a break to watch the England soccer in the Euros. The other three of us, we're going to crack on with some games. We're going to play that. And we've got the biggie. Well, another biggie we've got is DP's bringing up Godfather. We're going to get all Don Corleone on your ass. Going to be mugging people, shaking down districts and businesses, taking their money, bribing officials. That's going to be a good one. Watch out for that. This arrived, Root, the Riverfolk expansion. In this game, you got these little meeples. You know, they look friendly and all that, cats and raccoons and mice and birds. But basically this is a war game. You're going to be looking for dominance, asymmetrical play, which means every faction plays very differently with their own set of rules. Heavy box, I like it, small box. So we're going to get these to the table. Chief's going to give you the lowdown and the verdict on these games coming up in a little bit. First game we played on this epic board game adventure was The Godfather. Whoa, let's see what happens. Whoa, the Chief's here, I'm playing Godfather. Check out this game. Here's the board, let's take a look. So you've got these regions. We've got Wall Street, that's where those banking scum are. Let's go and extort them. Down to Brooklyn, what happens in Brooklyn? I think Daredevil lives in Brooklyn, might come across him. We've got Queens, we've got the Upper East Side, we've got Upper West Side, Central Park, might run into some of them friends, we'll cap them off. We've got Chelsea, we've got Midtown. Look, let's find the Don, where is he? Here he is. He got these nice figures. Hopefully my buddy DP, whose game it is going to paint these up real nice. You even get a horse's head. Put that in someone's bed. That means they're first player. Brilliant, I'll take that horse's head. We're going to play this game. I'll come back with some thoughts and opinions later on. Stay tuned. So we started playing. The Chief has already whacked some guy, some mug. He's put him in the Hudson River. That guy's sleeping with the fishes. That's right, in The Godfather, you're going to take control of these guys. Mafioso. You got thugs, you got family members. Don Corleone's around somewhere, better not cross him, but you're going to be extorting businesses. You're going to be running narcotics and drugs and hookers. No hookers in this game. I think there is alcohol though, so we'll get involved in some of that. Then you're going to be shaking down businesses. You're going to be putting people in the Hudson River and all that kind of jazz. Stashing money in a suitcase, a tin suitcase. You ever seen this in a board game before? No. So, The Godfather, good game. It's kind of a worker placement game. You're competing with others for limited spaces. It's an area management game. You've got to control regions to get turf markers. So there's a few things different going on. Also, I like the fact that it's difficult to know who's winning because you're stashing cash monies into your suitcase, hide it away. People can't see how much you've got in there. At the end of the game, revealo, whoever's got the most money wins. Then you get bonus points for doing jobs. I know what you're thinking. That's shaking down businesses and extorting people and that kind of thing. So add all those points together. The bonus points. See what your turf markers are, and then you get a winner. And I liked it a lot. For a 5-player game, it played quite concisely. I think it will go even faster next time we play it. But I thought it was going to be too basic. I thought all your moves were going to be scripted for you, but lots of variety, lots to like. Go and play the Godfather. What we got next, Chief? Azul! Chief Dog here, just playing an abstract game called Azul. You've got to lay tiles on a wall of a pattern, some kind of jazz. Let's check it out. Here we go. What's going on here? There is just crazy chips and pieces all over the board. Let's have a look. Look, you got to take these lovely satin finished. Ooh, these are some sexy pieces right here, people. Screen printed. They're like mahjong tiles, as my good buddy just said. Listen, you got to take these off those factories. You got to put them on your pattern walls, slide them across to this jazz over here. Who knows what's going on? Score points, up, down, left, right, all around. Good game. Draw them out in this lovely cloth bag. The upshot was, though, Chief did not win, so we ain't playing this again. Well, in fact, you're a liar, Chief, because we did play it again, and I didn't win that one either. But this is a great game. It's a proper abstract game. The theme is a little bit paperish, thin, bolted on the top, but the tiles, the components are lovely. You are trying to build this wall pattern tile. You're trying to get horizontal and vertical lines of different colours. Very clever, quite a lot of strategy, quite a lot of screwing over your opponent. 4 players, this plays in about 30 minutes. If you want a thinky game that actually plays quite fast, check out Azul. There are other ones, Stained Glass of Sinatra, and some other ones, Summer Pavilion, I think the designer's done. So there's other variations on this theme, but good game, thumbs up, Chief says go get it. Oh yeah, what's up next, Chief? Fancy making some wines? Play Viticulture. Ah! Whoa, here we go. Viticulture, 8:30 AM on a Sunday. The boys are playing a wine-based game. What is that shenanigans about? Look at this board, it's lovely. The artwork, the colours, oh, the majesty. Listen, you got roosters here. What are they doing? No one knows because we haven't played it before. Well, we have played it, but I was too drunk to know what was going on. So we're playing it now for the proper time. So look, you're going to be placing tokens down here, giving wine tours, planting fields, harvesting grapes, putting them in your crush pad, get those cheap workers to crush them down with their feet, move them across to the cellar, then you'll be selling them to some fancy schmucks over the seas, fulfilling your wine orders. Who knows what's going to happen? We're going to find out. Check back later. Whoa, Viticulture's a good one. That was a long game, 3 hours for a 5-player game. Took us a while to get our engines going because what you've got to do is you've got to do everything from start to finish. So you've got to buy some vines, then you've got to plant those vines, then you've got to harvest that vine, then you've got to turn those grapes into wines, then you've got to fulfill those wine orders. Some schmucks want in the sparkling high-end champagne. Some people just want a level 1 hobo wine red. Do what you feel. But a lot of other activities around the way. Again, it's a worker placement, so you're competing for spaces with other players. Sometimes you can't do what you want to do. Sometimes you can. Not overly penalised too harsh, but you've got to get your own great production line going, which is the hard bit. Now, it's a good game. I like it a lot. There's an expansion, which we might end up getting to bolster this up a little bit more. And I think it will speed up a little bit, but it didn't feel too long. Some 3-hour games I've played before feel like a slog. This felt like a nice little relaxing afternoon stroll. Let's make some wine, sip it on the veranda kind of style. But this is a good game. It's not too expensive either. So Viticulture, one for you to check out. Thumbs up from the Chief. Here we go with Root. We've got the Marquis de Cat. We've got a scummy vagabond. We've got another vagabond. We've got the Eerie Dynasty. And we've got the Murder Beavers. The Black Ops, market dealers, scumbag, Riverfolk, that's Chief. I'll be laying the smackdown on this game. Stay tuned for an update. Okay, Root. I mean, this is it's an asymmetrical game. Every faction plays different. There is rules aplenty. Look at this. I mean, this is the Marquis de Cat. They got a keep. They got field hospitals saving their people. They got sawmills, workshops, recruiters. They're crafting items. They're doing this battle recruit build, all this kind of jazz. There's information overload. You can see, you know, how easy it is to play this particular faction. These guys were everywhere. I'll tell you what happened. Their cats were spreading like a virus all over the board, building stuff, just trying to get in everywhere. Then you had these bird guys. This is the Eerie dynasties. I mean, Lord of the Forest. You rule any clearings where you tie in a presence. Okay, disdain for trade. These guys hate trading. They are not about the trade. They're building. This is a programmable faction. You put in your cards for all these things. You act them out. If you can't do it, you're in turmoil. And you know, they can do the other stuff as well, like move and battle and all that. What? So what happened here? The birds were here. They started coming out. They spread. They're building. They're growing. They're getting points up. They're engaged in cat battles. Dice are being rolled. Let's see what happens here. Let's put some birds and some cats in this clearing. I'm rolling 2 dice. Attacker takes the highest number. 2 for the birds. That means 2 cats dead. 0 for the cats. That means birds survive. This cat will live to fight again. Can he outmuscle the bird? Who knows? Well, he didn't, in fact, because the birds did not win. These guys won. The Woodland Alliance. Now these guys sow dissension. They're like slipping into the clearings, whispering cats' ears. Ooh, you want to aid with me? You don't want to fight against me? Then they're slipping into over here with the birds. Ooh, I'll support you. They use supporters to mobilise troops and organise and then revolts. What they do is you've got all these guys in a clearing battling it out like this. Everything's going down. Everyone's in there. And suddenly a little sympathy token makes its way in. And then the foxes in this clearing, they like this sympathy. They don't like all these guys, and they bam, mash them all out. And the mice come in and take over. That's how they build their little faction. These guys actually won. They were slow burn up the points track, then suddenly over they went. In game 2, Eerie Dynasties actually won. I'll tell you about that in a second. Then you've got the Vagabond. This guy, that's what you get. One little pawn. He goes around. What's he going to do? He's going to move and battle and explore ruins and go on quests and do a light RPG. Relationships. You attack people, you go hostile with them. Then when you attack them again, score points. If you ally with them, score points. How does this guy lose? Don't know, because he's playing his own game, sort of slipping in and out of the forest and the clearings. But yeah, exciting stuff. And if that's not enough, you get this. You get this, the Riverfolk expansion. What's that all about, Chief? Well, listen, I'll tell you what it's all about. You get another vagabond, so you can have 2 of these little scumbags going into caves and ruining people's plans and stuff. Then you also get a couple of new factions. The Lizard Cult. What the deuce are these guys all about? I'll tell you what they're about. They're about crusades, converting, sanctifying. They basically go in, they whisper in people's ears and say, wait a minute, do you want to be one of my acolytes? Switch colours, bam! Suddenly you've got new recruits. Then you've got these guys, the Riverfolk Company. These are otters, they are black arms dealers. They will be selling cards, riverboats, mercenaries. You can buy your goods off them. Chief played them in the second game. I'll tell you what happened. No one bought stuff off me. I'll tell you what though, Eerie Dynasties, and I think the cats did buy a couple of things off me in game 2, but I could not get my engine up and running, and so I did not do well at that. Look at these meeples though, look at these figures. There's a lizard for you. Okay, this game is good. Do not play this 5-player. The downtime on 5 players was horrendous. We're probably 3-hour game. You're looking at 20, probably till it gets back round to your go. It could be like, 20 minutes till it comes back round to you. Because it's asymmetrical, because every faction pretty much has their own set of rules. Do you need to know everyone else's rules? No, but to make it a better game, you do, because there was many occasions when someone will be playing and they don't know the rules of the other characters. So when the other players are doing moves and stuff, they don't know what any of it means, so they're not paying attention to it. They don't care what someone else is doing if you don't understand it. So ideally, you do need to know what every faction does, not only to increase your interest levels in the downtime, but also so that you know when someone's trying to block you or stop you for victory, or how you can stop someone else from getting victory. So this is a great game. We haven't found the sweet spot yet. I think don't play 5, definitely play 4. But in terms of which factions you use, I think we'll need another couple of games till we get fully to grips with Root. But this is getting 1.5 thumbs up from the Chief. And 2 fingers by the looks of it. Are you still here? Oh yeah, by the way, while you're still here, look at the beautiful art on these cards. Look at this, these are fantastic. These are the Eerie Dynasty leaders. Then you get things like, what else have we got here? Look at this. Cutesy wootsy. It comes and stab you up with a sword. Don't worry about that. And then you get, there's a little bird dude. He looks kind of cool. These are all crafting things that you can craft. You know, you spend cards or hammers, whatever, and then you can craft these cards. Get a sword, stab him up. This is a war game, people. This is a war game disguised in beautiful art. So if you're someone who doesn't like conflict or interaction with other players, then you probably don't want to play this game because there's a lot of interaction going here, unless you're the vagabond and you're sneaking around not doing much. But, you know, good game. I think we are going to play it again. Hopefully we'll play it again. People will get to grips with the factions. So there you go. Next up is Coyote. Coyote, what a game this is. It's a bluffing game. You might have played Perudo, the dice game, where you got a cup, you roll the dice, and you try and bluff what you got. Here, you get one card. I don't know what my card is. I can see the other people's cards though. I see he's got it upside down. Good start. I can see a 10, a 0, and a 1. So I know there's 11 points on the board. What's my card? It can range from 0 to 10. There's also a 15, there's also a 15 and a 20, and then a negative 10 and a negative 5. And I've got to say what I think the total of these cards is, and I cannot go over. So I'm saying 11. So let's say I'm going to have a 3, so I'm going to say that's 14. So I'm going to say I think the total is 10 or more. And this person, who can see my cards, he has to go higher or call Coyote. And whoa! Chief's got a negative 5. So this guy sees negative 4 in play. So he says, I don't believe you, Coyote. And we all reveal. Damnation. And there was actually only 6 in play. Hey, here's the twist though. There's a bonus card in the middle. Oh, it's a mystery card. That means another one comes on top. Oh, it's 8. So the Chief was wrong. This guy wins. Chief loses a life. You got these cards. Let's you peek. Flip them over. You can peek at that sneaky little middle card without anyone seeing. Whoa, this game is off the charts. I'll tell you right now, this could be my favourite game of the whole weekend. This was 5-player, manic fun. You're just trying to out-bluff each other, and then you call a number. It's a big hush as people reveal their cards. Then you flip over the middle one and bam, Coyote! Someone's been nailed. Great bluffing game, great fun, plays really quick, high excitement, high voice levels. Should be a warning on the box. We woke a few people up playing this game in the twilight hours or even in the early hours like the 1 a.m.s. So be careful about that. But Coyote, what a way to round off a great weekend of gaming. Saw my buddies, had some snacks, played a load of good games. It was great fun. My thanks to everyone for joining up for that, and TG and his missus for hosting. Big thumbs up from the Chief there. I've given you a little overview of some of these games very briefly, but go on to Board Game Geek if you want to have an in-depth look at some of these games with some maybe better opinions. No one's opinion is better than the Chief, so don't worry about that. But this was great. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for joining me on this board game journey today. And until next time, make sure you keep it geek.